Well, how's it going, Kingsman? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. I'm going to start off first by saying, well, hopefully it's not going to be an apology, actual real apology. I messed with my audio because it got messed with by one of my younger kids, toddlers, and I had to redo a lot of stuff. So it's going to maybe be a recording or two before I can totally finesse the filters and audio for the mic. So hopefully it doesn't sound like I'm in a jar or that I'm far away or like way too close to your ear. I hope not. I've done a little testing, but I was like, you know what, I just got to do a replay and hopefully the audio works. It's not too loud, not too quiet, so apologize ahead of time. But anyway, back to the real reason we're all here. Another NTW3 replay, this one between the Hiller and I'm just gonna put the names up here. I don't know. I'm gonna look this up afterwards. I'm gonna Google this name. It's a new clan, though. It looks like, at least. It is a new clan. The LP clan is what I'm gonna call them. And then Hiller. And of course, here are the tournament stats so far, standing about where everybody is in this tournament. We do have the LP as a coalition here, facing off Hiller, playing as the Imperial. They're using the 1812 Patriotic War Corps on the map of Ortiz. And this one looks pretty awesome. Not only is it beautiful to see Russians everywhere, you don't always see them, especially these Russian corps, just gorgeous. But anyway, before the battle actually kicks off, because man, everybody's approaching each other really quickly, and the massive scale of this battle already unfolding. Let's go with the coalition first. So you have a 12-point Bagration, 8-point Tormasov, 10-point Tuchkov, and 5-point Steinel. On the Imperial French side, you have a 8-point Schwarzenberg, 10-point Eugen, 10-point Ney, and 7-point Imperial Guard. The 8-point Schwarzen is going to be the Austrians. Interesting that they were, you know, on the Imperial side for this Patriotic War, but they're here, and the Russians probably hate their guts for it. But yeah, so this map I have actually not seen before, or if I have, it's been a long time. Not very many LOCs. You can see there are 3 total. I'm going to make this battle a lot more widespread, a lot more interesting. The big LOC there in the center, though, or not even LOC, but a town in the center here. Already some cavalry, some Chevaliers running down Guisards. We've got a countercharge here, yep. Some dragoons rushing in. The French may get caught. The trees are going to make this fight very tough on both sides, as trees do slow down troops, cav, and artillery. A lot of slopes, a lot of riverbanks as well. Looks like France is actually going to spring a trap here, charging in on these dragoons from 2 sides with those Chevaliers. And I would bet they're probably going to break. Although it looks like some supporting cuirassiers. Alright guys, we're back. Hey, at least we got it out of the crash way early, hopefully. Back with Bagration's push with Schwarzenberg, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, so they're going to be making the first infantry contact. Of course, the cavalry clashing in the center. We already knew about that. We got, though, the Austrians making a formation, a line infantry, and then, of course, the Russians, getting the first volleys off. Cavalry, of course, Ulani supporting, and I'm sure the Austrians, yep, have some cavalry of their own, some hussars. But here we go. Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful battle so far. Also messed with my audio again. I couldn't help myself. I listened to it at the very beginning. I was like, oh man, I'm not happy with this. I'm probably never going to truly be happy. I'm too perfectionist. But honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Because I'm a shock. It may come as a shock having done YouTube for a couple years, but I still know what I'm doing. I make it up as I go. Anyway, we have a huge melee here. Oh my gosh, Kazakis charging in, line infantry as well. The Austrians feeling the wrath of Bagration's corps already. And the first line starts to break. Hopefully the Austrians have a reserve line set up, because Bagration is pushing. The Russians pushing. You have a reserve line here. This line's still forming up, but they probably want to retreat. because Russia's going to probably be getting very aggressive to keep this momentum going, throwing maybe some cavalry into this as well. Look at all the infantry, and guys, Bagration has 2,400 men at his disposal, basically. It looks like, yep, the trickle-down effect is happening here. Let's see what the Russians do over there. Over here, we do have a hill fight. France holding the high grounds. He's about to be attacked by at least 2 Russian corps. However, they got to watch out. Maybe Steinhill needs to push to defend the flank. A bit of a cavalry clash as well here. Kazakis clashing with some Chasseurs Cheval. More French cavalry starting to hover, though, on the flank for Tuchkov's corps. Over here, let's see if Austria is managing to keep their distance from Bagration. I don't think he is going to be quick enough here. He really has got to pull back. I'd be telling him to full-on retreat. That's the only thing that's going to save him at this point. Over here, oh my god, oh man. Yeah, France is about to get smacked in the face over here as well, it looks like. Look at all these corps poised. Now, of course, there's a French corps advancing, but they're about a couple minutes out from making contact with the Russians. More reserves pushing up in the center here, so, you know, Russia's got to make their move now or not at all. Here we go, though. In the trees, like I said before, the trees slowing down infantry. Maybe Austria's going to try to make a stand here. Oh, but the cavalry in the back and the Austrian right flank is about to collapse as they have cavalry all around them. Now, of course, I think he's saving the bulk of his left and center, so maybe he can get away from the Russians there. Over on this side, we have still just mobilization, I would say. I mean, yeah, this 5-pointer can have a tough fight ahead of them, as this who is this? Ney? Is this Ney? This could be Yuzhin. It's one of the 10-pointers. Oh, I think this is Yuzhin. So that would be Ney, and then of course you have the guard somewhere around here. Somewhere around here, maybe in the center as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, Austria is cutting their losses and trying to retreat at least a portion of their corps away. You know, you could consider not a total loss. Did lose a good chunk of men, but he managed to not be totally defeated. Kazaki's actually charging against some more infantry here. Cavalry from Austria going to rush over to try to save him. I'm still waiting to see the contact being made by Russia. If that happens. This has to be Yuzhin. I see Italian-style uniforms. Nice long line fight. Russia pulling back from it. Maybe they're going to turn to face what I am going to call Ney. As Russia is forming up in a defensive line to meet him. The French may actually get aggressive here and pinch her from 2 sides. We will see if Schwarzenberg can get his men over to this side of the forest and tree line. Maybe they can, but it's still a tough fight, guys, and they have Bagration on their flank. The 12-pointer hovering. That is going to make for a very difficult fight. Oh, we have some grenadiers. Maybe they'll retreat. Try to get themselves out of there. We'll see. Maybe they're just going to save this corps who has now retreated across. We'll have support from the French. A lot of cavalry here in the center. as this line fight's starting to really heat up. Smoke already on both sides. Man, look at that. With the trees just rendering everything, that's the perfect shot. Get some shots off. Let's see what the French can do. A lot of volleys, not a lot of melee yet. Our horse artillery approaching the left flank here for the French. Probably gonna start cutting into this line, or cavalry. Potentially more artillery in the center. However, I don't see cavalry really defending it. It's sitting pretty far back, so Russia could maybe sneak some cavalry up and take out this 4-gun artillery piece. That would be huge for them. The real question is, who's gonna win this line fight? Because I see France really pushing here. France does have their line infantry go up against light infantry from Russia. Still, though, this stuff's probably a little bit more expendable. Oh, nice. Oh, there's the Imperial Guard. Imperial Guard have made their appearance, massing up. I think France is probably going to try to hold off here as best they can and push on this side. So that's going to make for an interesting fight, as Russia then will be really, really pushed for time to try to smash through Schwarzenberg's flank. Now, the nice thing is the Imperial Guard is over here, so it's just the Austrians holding. Maybe Russia can actually make another melee attempt. If they can, it's over for this flank for the French, especially so much cavalry here. I like the focusing of cavalry matched up against the French cav. Some decent cavalry on both sides. Looks like Yuzhin has his cavalry here as well. Try to see the weak point for the French. Definitely is right here. Potentially over here as well, potentially, especially with Tormasov masked up right around the road. They can use it to quickly smack down this line. Oh, there we go. What I was talking about earlier. France not really guarding their guns very well, unfortunately. How it's still alive, I do not know. It's probably going to break there. Probably worth the Kazaki to get rid of a 4-gun artillery piece. The real question is, where are these guys going to push to? You know? Where's all this colorful, amazing looking infantry going? So far, the line's kind of stagnant now. We're definitely going to see the push being made by Russia, getting into the tree line across the river. They do not have a lot of squares, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a mass cavalry charge. Wow, I can't talk. Maybe trying to go against all this infantry, but that's going to be a rather difficult charge to pull off. If successful, though, it would be huge reward here, but I mean, France can't keep ignoring Bagration pushing. He is all over the place on this left flank. Now within melee distance potentially, and outnumbering the Austrians, I would just go for a melee again, honestly. Oh, we have the guard going in on the Russians, so they are being, maybe because of that flank, they are being forced to push forward, be very aggressive here. And boys, it seems to be working out well for them so far. Being held for the moment, but here comes the Imperial Guard. Oh, they end up pouring a volley. Bayonet charging them. And they're gonna pull out one unit and throw in some grenadiers now. Cavalry on the flank as well. Some sappers do form a square. France, though, starting to lurch forward on this flank. The morale of the Imperial Guard should be able to hold for now, and one unit does break, but Chuchkov is holding as best he can. Now, I don't want to miss what I suspect is, yep, I kind of have a feeling that Austria is going to be getting charged here again. Only a matter of time. As Bagration starts pushing into that flank while their ally is starting to break. Oh, yeah. There he is, Chuchkov in the front lines trying to inspire his men. Like, they may be elites, but who cares? We'll see if the French start making pressure on this other side as well.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
It's like cavalry smacking into the corner here. Austria trying to hold and actually not breaking as quickly this time. Obviously, they're heavily outnumbered and they are going to start breaking, but if they just got to delay this army until something happens over here that favors the French. Looks like we have cavalry. And yes, we have Steinhal. He is slowly being pushed back from the tree line. The center, definitely a little bit of jeopardy. Of course, they do have a lot of reserves here, even from cavalry. We'll be able to save this. As obviously the Imperial Guard is making as aggressive of plays as they possibly can. And there we go. Once again, the French melee. Countercharged by some light infantry from Russia. Another charge by France. They need to send in some infantry here, charge the flank of this light infantry, shatter this. If they want to win this, they need to shatter this center. Over here, once more, Austria falling back across another river. Bagration pushing into yet another defended position from France, or from the French alliance. France is starting to hit a bit of a stump here. We send in some of their cavalry. Yeah, they're getting thrown back, unfortunately, just a little bit here. Now some Lancers gonna rush in to meet this Chasseur Cheval. Ooh, I spy some very, very potent Grenadiers making their advance. Look at those guys. The Russians don't stand a chance, do they? No, I was kidding. They can still hold this up. I know I'm not paying attention as much to this side. It's not been as interesting or as close. Unfortunately, Austria is just they are just getting hit pretty hard, and it just isn't working out for them today. They've taken some pretty heavy losses. Obviously, both sides still throwing infantry and cavalry into... I mean, Russia's whole flank is exposed here. Look at this. They have a whole line here with France just pushing down the flank. Oh, look at that officer. He gets a kill. They do break. Still, we have cavalry deep in Russian lines. And Russia is starting to fold along this flank, as you can see. Oh, look, we have some guys dueling it out. Ooh. Russia gonna support. Oh, they finally do break that cav unit. Going for that artillery piece. Oh, are they going to get shot in the face? I don't know. There we go, though. Russia, the irresistible push that France cannot stop, no matter what they do. Just keeps rolling. Now, cavalry being brought to play, that's going to cause Bagration maybe to slow down just a little bit here. At the same time, though, France... They just keep pushing into this gap they've created. They have pushed the Russians quite a bit. We'll see if Stein, the 5-pointer, can push in here and put some pressure on this left flank. Because there's not very much of a Russian force here anymore. Dang. Fusion's Corps defending some of the high ground, but they may be getting charged here. A beautiful cav charge. Oh, man. Now, unfortunately, that was not the greatest of cav. Oh, my gosh. Cuirassiers, oh, this is a bad place for them to be, though. They're getting shot to pieces. Yeah, there's cavalry just waiting to make a move here on Bagration. He has cavalry to mirror them, but it's Casares. I mean, they'll be able to slow him down maybe for a little bit, but it's not going to be much. Oh, wow. France went in again. And boy, is it paying off dividends. The striking arm of Napoleon, guys, is becoming this Imperial army. They are doing most of the striking. They're supported by the Russian, or the French over here on this side. By who I'm going to call as, I think it's Ney. And actually, bayonet charge. That's going to probably break that. Maybe not. That'll break him. Still, though, it's buying time. As, man, this whole left side is crumbling. The 5-pointer is about dead. That is not good at all. It's me up to this flank. It really is. Look at this. Austria's still holding their ground. They've actually learned to keep their space away in their distance while just trying to inflict volleys of fire, try to whittle down Bagration's corps. While over here, though, the French are becoming quite victorious. I mean, they've definitely taken some losses, but they are totally broken through on this left flank. Which means they can start turning down the line here, which is going to force Tormasov maybe to pull back his corps. There he is. He's probably contemplating what his next option is. Where is he? Is that him? There he is. He's trying to contemplate what the next step would be for him. because he's got a Imperial army on his right flank. Imperial Guard on his right flank, I should say. Cavalry cycling in and out for this Russia. On this Russia, I should say. I love that both sides have cavalry to be able to use. It's not like they have 4 cav units each and it's all gone. It's still being used to great effect. I think they're all gonna break. Are they all gonna break together? This cavalry's wavering. General came by to inspire the men. And Russians charging the cavalry as well. Fresh cavalry sent a counter charge as well. Charging downhill against this Russian corps. And here we go, the counter charge here. Russia's starting to really realize this is where they have to make a win. A big win. Cuirassiers charging uphill. This battle turning into chaos as the lines are becoming very blurred by this hill. And that left flank from France swinging around into Tormasov's right. Bagration, I think he's trying to break Austria at the same time he has to start pushing in the center. Because Tormasov's getting hit pretty hard. I mean, he is starting to win. It's across the air, the back line just hacking away at people. And then a big old cav fight here down the hill. Fresh cavalry charging in. More Russian dragoons charging in as well. Ooh, there goes that cross-the-air unit. And here comes the Imperial Guard. Now look, Tuchushkov does have some of his corps. It's exhausted, winded. It's not ready to fight yet. And Steinel has some of his, which is fresh active, and some of it's exhausted. They can, if they rest up for another 5 minutes, they can push in here, but that may be too late for Tormasov. I don't know. It's very much up in the air still for both sides. Now you got that Imperial Guard cavalry gonna go for the neck of Tormasov's corps, as it were. The center of his line. They may actually break this out. Yep. Shoot him in the face. Oh, look, the flag bearer's fighting. Oh no, he got struck down.
Our men are running.
And they break another unit. They pull that cavalry back, and here comes the Imperial Guard. France winning this cav fight. Schwarzenberg in for the what? Oh yeah, I think he had stuff back behind. And now he's going to the back lines, breaking some of Bagration's corps. And France is in it. Voltiers, Trilliers, any of the heirs, basically. Another cav charge. These guys are probably exhausted. Uh-oh, that's French cav in the rear. Tormasov, that's not good. What is happening? The battle is just going against the Russians so quickly out of nowhere. Now they do have reserves here. They do have reserves, so you know things are not looking too terrible. Trying to go for a French general. Yep, see, they're chasing down Bagration's corps. Man. What a hold they held. Good on Austria. They held this flank. They made it at least partially impossible for Bagration to keep swinging around. They pulled back when needed. They may not have done an insane amount of work. They definitely were getting pushed back the entire game, but they stood finally and made a good stand. And now they're able to help attack. They're able to make a counterattack here. The Russians are tired, they're exhausted, but they are making their attack because, I mean, at this point, they kind of have to. This could be a cool picture. Boom. Oh, yeah. The French rallying to meet them. Both sides know the kind of gravity of the situation at this point. Still, Russia actually outnumbers them here. And France has to push on Bagration, the 12-pointer, if they're going to make this a win. And now keep in mind, guys, LOCs. Where are the LOCs? There is that one? There's three. Is this an LOC here? Where is it? Is there only 2 LOCs? I think there is. I think this is called the town for whatever reason. So there's 2 LOCs, so if they make this a draw, that's gonna be insane. That would be insane if they make this a draw. There's still 36 minutes remaining in this fight, though. But we do have the French pulling back. Probably not liking being outnumbered here. Let's zoom out here. Yeah, so let me hit the fast forward button here. So yeah. Excuse me. Now Russia's pushing, but France is not want to take this unless their corps are combined, I would guess. So they're going to keep falling back. Maybe trying to run an intercept or a dividing line between the 2 corps. If the French, or if the Russians play their cards right, they could swing in here and swing in here from the same side while just tying down this one French corps. It could collapse in on this French. That's pretty nice. Oh, I see a push being made. Oh, Bagration needs to rush to their allies' aid here, potentially. Guy's trying to pull a fast one here. Where'd they go? There they are. Oh, he's pulling back. Yep, pulling back. Bagration's pushing up here. What you gonna do? So I'm just trying not to like delay if nothing's happening, if people are falling back and all that. I'd rather, you know, skip ahead to when the events start rolling up again, without, of course, you know, making it boring. Both sides are dishing out some insane volleys on the other. So from a, you know, strategic standpoint, it's kind of a deadlocked fight right now, I would say. I am seeing some wavering on the corner here from France, and Russia may be strategically planting a lot more troops, including, you know, light infantry. I think they had a skirmisher unit. Yeah, right here, try to whittle away at this corner. Both sides are, you notice, keeping themselves away from the other so that melee can't be done. I think both sides don't really want to get in a melee unless they can strategically throw themselves in without getting shot in the face. But both sides are poised that if the other one charged, they would get shot in the face. So if the Russians charge in, they're going to get volleys in the face, and it would be over. They would lose. The same for France, obviously. And so this stalemate kind of exists at this point until one of them decides, you know, now is the time to make a all or nothing attack. Time to consider LOCs, I would say, right now, with, you know, how things are kind of going. The question is, are they going to try to take the high ground from the French?
Our men are running, sir.
Dragoons facing off against the Imperial Guards cavalry. Let's see who takes this. The general's also sitting right nearby, so yeah. And now the French are actually starting to maneuver their flank here. They have a bit of an edge on this right flank side. Yeah, that's a... I mean, this is where the charging was happening. Those big cav battles are happening. Man. Bloodbath right here. Going all along into here. Oh, another cavalry charge. The French definitely have the cav advantage right now. Oh, but their cavalry does break. Oh, the back charge from these dragoons. That was well executed. I thought the Russians were going to win or lose that one. And now Austria's in trouble. As the cap advantage starts slipping back in the coalition's favor, France is actually retreating. Russia may try to go for a melee here. I would, at least on this side where the cavalry is. Oh, the cavalry breaks. Oh, they had a square. Wow. Oh, wow, they just... Well, they still broke. Still, that Russian cavalry unit could have been really well used. I didn't realize they formed square. How did a general go out? Oh my gosh, is that Ney or Yuzhin?
Ordre bien reçu!
Wait, what? How did they... How did he get away? How did this general not only get away, but break this dragoon? I'm shocked. I am really truly shocked. All right, well, not like, you know, I don't enjoy a good line fight as much as any other person, but trying to see if there's going to be an edge to this, or if this is going to be just a falling back, shooting, which it does appear that's what it's going to be. Austria lost their left flank. Their numbers seem to be dwindling. I still don't know who's going to win this. No one's taking LOCs. There's 2 of them. Technically, these guys are poised. No, they're not. It's like they're not poised to take any LOCs. The Russians aren't worrying about it. Yeah, so we have the French pulling back. They're being shadowed by Bagration's corps. And we don't know what's going to happen. I might just skip ahead. I mean, if they're just going to march side by side, what's the point, you know? I guess we'll check back in a second. Unless something changes. Looks like Russia is just going to go for... Yep, they're just going to go for the 1-pointer. And hope that France isn't in the other 1-pointer, because then it's a draw. But yeah, we'll check back as things develop, I guess, because no one seems to be really fighting anymore. All right, guys, so we are back. So the French just went around the flank here. All of their corps went over here to this 1-pointer. The other 1-pointer is being probably captured or very soon to be captured by the Russians. And so the French are basically putting all their eggs in one basket. Not a bad idea. Of trying to take this one. If they take this 1-pointer and the Russians have the other one, it's actually, I believe, a draw, which would be quite interesting. Very interesting tournament result, as you know, that doesn't happen very often. Now, maybe the Russians should have peeled off more troops to go this direction instead of putting them all over here, but they couldn't be too careful, you know. What if the French did peel off all their force or go for the other one instead? Obviously, this is the more logical place for the French to go. Ooh, the artillery getting sniped. Actually, okay. I was about to say, it's like they could break this cavalry unit, but no, the cavalry actually oh, it does break. Yeah, probably worth it. They've been going along for quite some time. Just to think, like, you fought a whole battle, got away alive, and then you're being told you have to fight one more time, and you're like, dang it, I, like, went through one of the most insanely bloody battles ever. Which, honestly, this would have been insanely bloody. And now I'm being told I have to go fight again. That'd be so frustrating. I'd be like, yeah, no, I retire. I quit. I've done my fair share. But you know what? They're both not giving up. I have a good feeling about this French attack, actually. I think they can do this. Russia's got to be very, very careful, actually. Ooh, man. Here it goes. So they're going to try to crack at this corner, which actually seems to be working for them. When they have troops getting shot in the flank here, you see the guard pushing up. He's going to try to reform his lines.
Our men are running, sir.
Wait a second. There is a French unit in this house. What? Not only that, but... oh, it's a good unit in the... oh, man. These guys probably were broken because of the... yeah, it looks like they went for an attack. I totally missed it. And they got slaughtered. Man. That changes a lot. Alright, so France has one LOC. In fact, this hold that Russia's making is even more crucial now. They are the ones who have to defend one of this LOC points. Otherwise, they are going to lose this entirely. They can make it a draw right now. Oh, that's just beautiful. Look at that. Uh-oh. France is starting to break. Still, Russia is holding strong.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
This may actually be good for the Russians. The line is standing quite firm. Look at that ring of fire. Yeah, I don't think France is going to take this after all. Yeah, they're gonna fall back. They can't take this. They don't have the men. Russia has too chunky of units. It's gonna be over. But this LOC, France will take it. Look at this. Austria is like intercepting the 1 or 2 units that could potentially take this LOC. And the 1 unit that potentially could, I mean, they only have a minute and 19 seconds left. I guess we'll see what they do. But I don't think they're going to take it either. Honestly, this is a very tough LOC to take. But we can, like I said, we will observe. And now they're not even going to get close. All right, a draw. Interesting, a draw. Wow, that is not something I usually expect. Anyway, let me pull up the results here. So on the Russian side, you have Defiant. He was playing as the 5-pointer. He got 787 for the kills. You have Lou playing as 12-point Bagration with 1929. You have Saint Jeepin. I can't read that. The pixels are ridiculous. 864 for the kills. He was playing the Tormasov. And then you have Horifin with 1,300 kills. He was playing as Tutuchkov. So on the other side, you have Heine as Schwarzenberg with 921. Wolf as 7-point guard Imperial with 1116 for the kills. Colt as 10-point Nay with 1088. And Met as the Yuzhin with 1743. Man, actually the French got better kills than the Russians, but it was still pretty close. I mean, some pretty good kills, especially from Bagration. Man. But anyway, guys, that will be the battle. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, I will catch you all in another video.